Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. So I just finished the rest of my face. I used the jellyfish on my face palette by Hourglass, and I really do think that that's going to be the best Hourglass palette for me and my skin tone. But I had been saying and promising the I Need a Nude palette with the Huda Beauty. And this is the eye look that I created using the I Need a Nude and the Empowered by Huda Beauty. I liked this palette, but it does run darker for the metallic shades, and I'm not always into that. I like to have a very light, especially like my inner portion, because I have such hooded eyes. And if I put dark all over, it looks like I don't even have an eyeball. Or it looks like I have an eyeball, but that's it. So that's what we're going to do today is combine these two palettes. And it was quite simple, the look, and easy to do, to be honest. And I do like the way that it turned out. At the same time, I think it turned out really pretty. So let's get started, and I'll show you what I done. So the first shade I went into is Rebel, which is this shade right here. Well, actually, no. I set my eye with Fair. That's what I did first, because I set this eye. I always set my eyes, usually with setting powder, but we're going to go into Fair. Since we have this shade, it works for me, and I like that. I like that a lot. I know a lot of people don't set their eyelids, but I do. I have to. Okay, now we're going to go into the shade Rebel. And we'll just put the I Need a Nude off to the side for a second. Now, like I said, I do like this palette, but it's a little bit darker for my preference, and I don't want to say grungy, but it's not grungy. It's just darker. I mean, that's basically that, there's nothing more to it. But I feel like that's where the I Need a Nude comes in. Even though this palette does have lighter shades to start with, like the Rebel, the Big Dreams, Power, Best Self, even Get It could be, your first shade if you needed it to be. If they didn't have these shades, obviously the I Need a Nude would come in handy, for that. Because I do like to go in with a lighter shade to start with no matter what. I just feel more confident in the look if I do that. Do you have to? No, you don't have to do that. It's just my preference when doing an eyeshadow look is all. And everybody's different, so everybody needs different things, but I think that's why the I Need a Nude could come in handy for some people. And for others, it probably is an easy skip. I wouldn't skip it though. But I'm just saying. Could be. Not for me. But then again, nothing she releases is a skip for me, so. Did y'all see the new Pat McGrath launch? Getting ready to happen? The Christmas launch? Holiday? Whatever? Y'all. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here. Alright. We're going to go into Keep Going, which is the shade right here in the corner. There we go. This one right there. Like, we know I'm buying that, right? I mean, we all agree that I'm the fool that is buying that. And probably all of it. I don't think I'll get the colored mascaras. But I do think that I'll get the rest of it for sure. pretty color. And again, I could have used the I Need a Nude for a good bit of it, you know, starting out the look, but I kind of wanted to use this palette because it's been a while, number one. And number two, I like Huda Beauty's formula. I do. I think it's easy to use. I don't have any issues out of it at all. I mean, it's really nice to use. We're going to keep going. We're going to take that shade that I just used, keep going, and run it under the lower lash line. And actually today I decided to use the one of the cream shadows to line with, and I really didn't have a problem. It's kind of nice to use. They were easy to use. The shade I used, what was it called? Worthy. It's like a brown. I really liked it. At first I thought it was going to scare me because, you know, I don't really mess with too many cream products, to be honest. I don't feel like I'm there yet for my ability, so to say, but it was easy to use. Because again, I'm just a beginner in makeup, y'all. Probably will always be a beginner. That's okay. Alright, now we're going to go darker. And we're going to go into Confident, which is the darkest matte. Well, yeah, it's the darkest matte, because the black would be the darkest, but it's like a... And we're going to put that on the outer portion here of the lid. And then bring it in. It's a cream, that black is, so... And I would be way too scared to put that on and try to blend it out, even though I have seen people do it and it looks so good and easy. I will not be deceived. I don't know if it's as easy as they make it look, because A, they're professionals, and B, the power of editing makes things look like it didn't take no time when it took time. And time is not my friend. That's for sure. Blending is not my friend either. But I pretend like that's okay. The blending part. So one of these days I will play with those shades, but it wasn't going to be today for sure, because I already knew better. But as far as the mattes go in this palette, I do like the mattes. But I like her formula. I don't really have any issues out of her formula. I may not care for the color story, but I still purchase it just because I do like the formulas, and you never know. My preference could change on a color story. And I don't want to miss out on a palette that I know that, as far as formula wise, I like. We're going to go back into Keep Going. And then back into Rebel. Alright. Not bad. Alright, I think we're okay. Now here's where I'm not so sure. So now when I'm looking at this, I've got it all done, but I need a metallic shade, right? So these are mostly very dark shades technically once they're on the eyes. I mean, the gold is bright, obviously, but I'm not a real big gold person, you know? I mean, I am, but not on my lids. So I was like, well, let's go into Manifest, this one right here, this one right there, and pick it up and put it on the lid. I do like these metallic shades. They're kind of crumbly, some of them are, but they are metallic nonetheless. So as you can see, this shade, it's not dark, it's not, but it is a little bit darker than what I personally like to have all over my lid. It's just a teeny tiny bit too dark. Not much, but a little bit. Like, can I get away with it? Absolutely. I can get away with that. That's not that dark. But I just would prefer it to be a little bit lighter. Nothing crazy. Like, that's fine, really. But just a tad bit lighter for, especially like my inner corner. I love for that to be really, really light. And then even like about, what is that, about a third, just this little corner here, you know, to be lighter. Because like I said, I do have hooded eyes. And they're deep set eyes. But this is definitely not one of the darker, darker shades in the palette. It's a metallic for sure. It is actually one of the lighter shades in this particular palette. But I thought, I was looking at this palette and I was like, what shade could I use that could kind of go with this shade? Because I do like this shade. And it's Sheen. So what I had done was, I got my little reference brush here. And I picked up Sheen. And I put it on the inner corner first, just to make sure that this was the shade I wanted, number one. It's that little, it is not that much lighter, if you can see. And then I was like, yes, this is it. This is the shade I want. So then I started to take it in. Now, you may want to use a glitter glue or spray, or you may get fallout, but I'm not that concerned with the fallout, to be honest. And again, you can see it's not that much lighter, but it is just enough to really brighten up the inner portion here. And that is what I've done, is brightened that up. But as far as like the tone, it's kind of, like I said, it's on the orangey side, but it is not that much lighter, but it is lighter. I still want to keep the Huda Beauty color right like that, so you can see the difference between the two. I'm hoping you can see the difference between the two on how much, just a little bit lighter, you know. And then I went into the Empowered and took that shade Worthy, which is that brownish cream shade, and I ran it along the lower lash line and top lash line, and it blended nicely and easily. You do have time to like manipulate that shade, but then when it sets down, it's very nice. And then let's line the top lash line with it. It's a pretty brown too. I won't lie there. And this brush, of course, it's my favorite to line with. Like, there's nothing better than this brush to line with. If you want to get really, really close to your lash line, it's my all-time favorite still. The Morphe and Jaclyn Hill collection, they do have one that's good, but it's not exactly like this one. But it is still good nonetheless. Want to make sure it's blended good together. For mascara, I went in with the Charlotte Tilbury in Dream Pop. Is that right? Yeah. The brown, basically. And we're going to apply that on the top and bottom lashes. Again, I used the Tarte Fake Awake in the waterline. And I like this color of brown, but I don't think it's like a brown. It's more of a burgundy brown. I don't know. It's different, but I think that's why I like it, because this is such a different brown than what we've seen before. Uh-oh. Here's my mess up. We knew it was gonna happen. What is it doing? It's giving me problems on this side. It didn't give me any problems on my other eye. May have to just use my eyelash separator to separate them. This is probably drying out, honestly. Alright. I think it's good enough. I can poke my eyeball. I think it's time to stop. I know. I'm thinking it's like, you're done for the day. Wow, that hurt. I've never poked my eyeball that hard before. Like, it's red. Anywho. Always the first, I suppose. That, and then I'll separate them. And here I just said I really like that mascara. I don't like it in the black, but I do like it in the Dream Pop. There, that looks a lot better. So anyway, this is the final look using the I Need a Nude by Natasha and the Huda Beauty Empowered. I like the way the look came out. I can definitely see where I can tone down the darker metallic shades to make that palette work for me by using the Natasha Denona. If I didn't want such a warmer look, I could use the mattes even in the I Need a Nude, and then the metallics in the Empowered. But I kind of wanted to use more of the Empowered palette in this particular look because A, I hadn't used it in a while, and B, I used it kind of the way I would use it if, like, to do my makeup, not necessarily like just going, picking one, jumping back and forth in a way, using the exact same amount of shades from each palette. So I like the way this turned out. I enjoyed it. I'm loving the face palette from Hourglass. My foundation is the Prism Liquid Glow. My concealer is the same. The lips is Kylie Cosmetics Coconut, I believe, lip liner. Yeah, coconut lip liner with Makeup by Mario Bronze Glow plumping lip whatever. Nail polish is the LA Colors in something tea, hot tea maybe, I think. I said it in yesterday's video. But overall, I really like the way my makeup turned out today. And I'm now thinking maybe we need to do Natasha Denona, I Need a Nude, and the new ABH palette. What do you think? Maybe? Just wondering. Maybe. You never know. I might get around to it. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all. That way you're notified when I upload. I upload every day but Sunday. Unless there's a new launch or something. But if not, I upload every day but Sunday. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.